Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm your man Film, and I'm coming at you with another straight out of theater reaction. I literally just 10 minutes ago, well, technically 20, because I waited in line for In and Out. If you guys don't know, I'm from California, so In and Out. Always gotta go get some, especially after the movies. Got back here 20 minutes after and finished watching After the Hunt. If you guys don't know what After the Hunt is a movie with starring Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, and Io Edebri in a situation where Julia Roberts, professor at Yale University, along with her other fellow professor, Andrew Garfield, who plays Hank, I believe, get into a little situation with a star pupil that they both like at the start, who is played by Io Edebri, and I believe her name is Maggie. And let's just say it gets very out of hand, very out of hand. But just because always, whenever we do these straight out theater reactions, I do my best not to spoil the movie. So I'm gonna be a little careful with this, all right? I'm gonna be very careful. So if you all have seen the trailer, you know it's Iowa Bree's character Maggie versus Andrew Garfield's character Hank. Julia Roberts is the main character who we are, I guess, going through this with. We are going through trying to figure out if it's true or not what happened. I think that the way the movie played that off was pretty good. I think I heard a couple of reviews earlier, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take it with a grain of salt. I went in. One thing that was negative said was their characters weren't all that great. I thought the characters were pretty good. I thought Hank was really good, especially since it's Andrew Garfield, and I love Andrew Garfield. But he did a really good job playing him. Iowa Edebri did a very good job as Maggie. She honestly shook me a little bit because I didn't think she was going to be that much in the movie, but it worked. Or no, I didn't. I knew she was going to be in the movie. I just didn't think she was going to have as many core scenes as she did because another situation is introduced to us where we are all like, "Whoa, wait, huh?" At least I was in the theater. Everybody else was kind of quiet in the theater, but I was like, "Oh." I mean, I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind, I'm like, "Oh." So maybe I was the same person who was being quiet. You guys get the point. Anyways, I really did like the direction of having it be in Julia Roberts' point of view. Obviously, there are a couple times in the movie where it seems like we're looking at or we're experiencing something in Maggie's point of view, in Hank's point of view. But it was mainly Julia Roberts. I believe her character's name was Alma, her point of view. And I like that. Another thing that I kind of liked and kind of didn't was no, I did like was the way the camera was framing certain things. I believe to show us the environment of certain things, show us the behaviors. Also, I really liked how they showed us body language, hand movements, everything. I love that in this movie. That honestly, that like really helped me figure out a certain thing in the movie. Once again, I'm not spoiling, but it helped me figure out what these characters like and what's going on. There were a lot of close-ups to hands, a lot of close-ups to hugs, body language, all this and that, and it's kind of like, it's kind of like Clues. You experience it with, I believe, just the main three. I don't know if anybody else you experience that with, but it's mainly the main three: Hank, Maggie. I almost flipped off the camera, and Alma. But I really like that, and I really think that was a nice touch. Obviously, this movie, once you guys watch it more, you're gonna see that it's a tough topic it's covering, but it's not just the main topic that's covering. I think it's covering stuff between the old generation and the new generation, especially how things are handled today. And I really like that. I just want to point that out. But one of the things I also really didn't like when it came to this movie, the score. The score was very random. And what I mean by random, um, you got a classical feel at the start of this movie when it started. You got a classical feel, like a lot of piano, a lot of now I don't want to say opera, but like some smooth jazz, some really like they had a pretty good playlist. If I'm gonna be for real, the characters which played into it, but then when you hear the actual movie score, it was very random where it played at points that didn't feel appropriate. There was this one sound that came on that was kind of like a beeping alarm, and I think it happened 3 times. Yeah, it happened 3 times in the movie, and it was like, well, why is it doing that? I thought it was like a major moment. It kind of wasn't. It was kind of let down. Thinking about it now, it was like, okay. But it did a good job of, when it did apply to certain situations, having us understand how the character's feeling at that point. But it was still very random, which really annoyed the crap out of me. Excuse my language. But overall, I thought the movie was very interesting. I thought Andrew Garfield, Iowa Bree, Julia Roberts, and once again, I'm sorry, I mess up on actors' names a lot. But Julia Roberts' husband in the film, Alma's husband, he was unbelievably good. He was very good. Him and Andrew Garfield were the standouts to me. Same with Iowa Bree. She did a very good job. Julia Roberts' character did a very good job too. But I believe since, the story was, well, no, that's a spoiler. I ain't gonna say nothing. But I thought it was interesting. I don't think it was the best of, I want to say, Luca Guadagnino. My bad, I screwed that up. But then again, I've only seen Challengers. I've only seen this movie, like Challengers and After the Hunt. So I can't really say too much. So I'm gonna leave it there. But I like Challengers a little bit more than this. But I still give it the same review review score as I did Challengers. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10 because it was shot very well. I thought the body language and the characters were very interesting. It's just sometimes felt a little bit too long, and the score was annoying the crap out of me. Once again, sorry for my language, but overall, interesting movie. I would check it out if I were you guys. It's not too bad, and you can see some great acting. It's a very kind of complicated story. You can go through it if you experience life and stuff, but I liked it. I liked it. Not like loved it, but I liked it. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, guys. If you guys want to hear a more in-depth review about this, we're going to have a podcast episode coming out, full, 1 hour, I want to say. It's not going to be too long, but we're going to have a podcast episode coming out where we're going to dive more into it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. I hope you guys can check it out. But anyways, make sure to follow PhilmPod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. And we're also on Spotify if you guys just want to listen to audio and not see my ugly face. Just saying. Also, if you don't like Lakers, I always wear this hat. Sorry, Boston fans. No, I'm not. But anyways, stay safe and take it easy, y'all.